Well, if we really and honestly believe that God is both all-knowing and all good, and on top of that, all-powerful, if we believe all three of those things honestly to the core of who we are, then if we give everything and we're able to give everything to Him and trust in Him, then I know I'm going to be happy. I know I'm going to be following His will, who is all good and all-knowing. He knows what's going to make me happy. I don't need to go looking for happiness myself, because happiness is already found in Him.
Like everything happens for a reason, and I believe God plays a part in that. Like, for example, if something doesn't work out the way you want it to, maybe that's for a reason, and God has a different plan for you. So I believe that helps you become successful.
It's an interesting question, because Mother Teresa would say that we're not called to be successful but faithful. So I think to be faithful to the Lord, obviously to give Him everything that we can do, will lead us to be successful, especially when what we do is God's desire for us, the desire that He places in our hearts. And so that's, with God, it can't fail. I mean, He can't fail us. So when we put everything on Him, we rely upon Him as our source of our strength and our drive, then He blesses what we do, and He allows us to do those things which bring us the ultimate fulfillment, what I could say is success, I guess.
Offering everything we do to God, we put our lives in His hands, and He knows what's best for us. So if we put all of our worries and all of our stresses into His hands, He will handle them for us, and that'll lead us to become successful, because we won't have to worry about those things, because He has them for us.
Under the presumption that I am successful, I think there's a big correlation between the first question and the second question, because it's in that moment when I was able to understand in my life that I need something outside of myself. It was when I finally realized that I could rely, at least part of myself, on God, which led me to being here, which led me to being happy, which has led everything of my life up to this point now. And I don't succeed at it every day. I try more and more every day to give more and more of myself to God. But sometimes I fail. Sometimes I follow my own will instead of the will of the Father. So it's an everyday thing.
I try to live every day happy and not get upset about the small things, because I know, like I said, eventually God has a plan for me, and I try to just stay positive even when I feel like everything's terrible. I know things could be worse.
Oh gosh, I have a 10-step program. No, the steps to become successful, I think the first is to really get your priorities in order. And number one has to be God Himself, not just the idea of God, but God as a being, the being who loves us, who wants to be in relationship with us, and who has made us for Himself. When we are getting that first, everything else falls into place. Like our trials, our successes, our hardships, they all fall into place. And so it's still a work in progress, I think, for everyone, including myself, but to devote time to Him, to pray, to go to Him in the sacraments, to learn about Him through the church, to just make Him number one has got to be the first and foremost. And to learn that anything that draws us away from Him, of course, is going to be an obstacle ultimately. And asking smart people for help is that a thing you can do.